Jasmine, a 20-month-old African-American girl with septo-optic dysplasia and optic nerve hypoplasia, sits in the lap of her father as he is interviewed by a TVI. Jasmine is the only one seen, and she mouths a set of toy keys.
Oh, and I see she's got some books. Does she like any of the books?
Not really. She spends more of her time licking the pages and just kind of eating the corners of the books than anything else.
What if does she like for you to read to her?
No, I hadn't really read to her, so
okay.
Usually when I get home I'm kind of tired.
Yeah.
And we hadn't gotten into that yet. Not me.
Jasmine continues to sit in the lap of her father as he is interviewed by a TVI. Jasmine is the only one seen, and she mouths a set of toy keys. Her father holds a book in his hands in front of his daughter, but she does not seem to notice it.
When she gets your keys, is she primarily mouthing them too? Because that's what she's doing now.
I don't know what's wrong. She usually walks quite a bit.
Yeah, well, it's probably because we're here. And so she's just trying to get used to us. She says, I don't know those two strangers.
Jasmine now stands as she mouths the toy keys. Her father walks in on the right side of the screen, carrying his own set of keys by his side. Jasmine does not notice him and discovers that the toy can also make car sounds. Her father walks to an office chair on the left side of the screen and sits down.
Look at you standing up like a big girl. Oh, word. Ooh, look at those keys. What are you doing? Daddy's got keys, too.
She got some of her own, man.
Yeah, and she just figured out that she can make them make that weird sound. Jasmine, what you doing? I heard that sound.
And she likes to crawl up in this chair by herself too. And
oh, really?
Yeah, she climbs into the chair and she bounces and she'll sit like this.
Jasmine stands in front of a couch with a toy tape player on it that is playing music. She drops to her knees and tries to mouth the tape player. After her father says no, Jasmine pats the tape player and appears to listen intently to the music.
Yeah. No!
Jasmine is now seated in her high chair with her father on the left side of the screen. He opens a plastic cup of diced fruit and places a red spoon inside. He pushes the tray closer towards his daughter in order to secure it as she bangs her hands on the tray.
Stuff like, will she feed herself Cheerios and stuff like that?
No, we hadn't tried Cheerios. She'll do crackers and stuff. And, you know, a lot of times we just have to throw it down here. She does cantaloupe.
Oh, yeah. After you get through giving her something that fills her up a little bit, we'd love to see how she...
The father sits in an office chair with a computer desk on the left side of the screen. Jasmine stands in between his legs and hangs over his right leg with a pacifier in her mouth.
Any indication that she sees anything?
That she sees anything?
Yeah.
No, I can't say that.
So she doesn't like move to the window or the door. Yeah. So you don't think she sees anything? Okay. And I know that you and Angela said her visual diagnosis is optic nerve hypoplasia.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. Is she taking any kind of medication or anything related to either her eye condition or her health or anything?
Yeah, she's taking some medications. She's taking a thyroid.
Okay, she takes thyroid
She
supplements.
was born with hypopituitarism or something like that. And they weren't sure if she was producing certain hormones. So what they decided to do, they placed her on she gets a shot of a growth hormone every night,
Uh-huh.
and she takes
So she gets growth hormone and the thyroid medicine.
and she also gets what is it, a Prethalon or something like that. It's another medicine for for adrenaline, I guess.
Oh, okay.
The father remains seated in the office chair but holds his daughter on his lap. Jasmine lies on her father's chest facing him as he rubs her back. Occasionally she squirms around.
Any vision. What about her hearing? Do you think her hearing is within normal limits?
Yes.
You do?
Or
Okay.
even more so. She'll respond basically if she's up and she hears you out here moving around.
Yeah.
She'll let you know that she wants somebody to come here.
So she really tunes into the sound. You said that because when she hears you in the kitchen,
Yeah.
and if she hears her sister in her room, she'll just move the sounds.
Yes. And she used to move to the television a lot and turn the volume up, turn it down, or turn it off. She's finding buttons quite a bit. And when she's watching TV, she'll go in there and she'll walk in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Does she have a history of ear infections?
Ear infection?
Yeah.
No.
No, that's good. Okay, do you think does she move to human voices more than she does sounds like the dishwasher?
Yes. Well, I know she responds to me and Angela,
Uh-huh.
her mother, and usually if we come into the room and she wants to find us, she'll tune in and go.
Uh-huh. And she can hear even low sounds, huh?
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be loud either, your voices, because you've got kind of a low voice, and she still responds to it.
Yeah, I'm trying not to do a lot of screaming.
Thinking, well, this is good.
Jasmine is seen on the floor with her older sister, who offers Jasmine a book. The book touches Jasmine's arm as she reaches for it and explores it tactually. When it drops to the floor, Jasmine searches for it by touch and retrieves it. The sister brings out a Sesame Street toy with knobs and buttons that triggers characters to pop up and sing. Jasmine quickly touches the toy and twists the first knob. A character pops up and says something. Jasmine repeats some words her sister says. It is obvious which character is Jasmine's favorite, but she leaves the toy for her bottle when her father brings it to her. She lays on her back on the floor to drink her bottle.
Can you show it to her? Show
Now,
her.
that's usually when she gets like that, that's it's kind of, I guess, a cue for her. She wants to lay down and really just kind of be left alone.
Yeah, well, we all have those kind of moods.
Twist it. She knows how to do it.
That was, you did a great job. Does she do what you tell her to do?
She knows how to do it on the dishwasher too.
She knows how to twist?
Yep.
She told her to twist, and boy, she twisted.
She does that. That's the one that she likes.
She said it too? Gosh, I bet we didn't get you saying that. Tell her to do it again, let's see.
Twist it.
What else can you tell her to do that she'll do?
Push the button.
I told you that's the one she likes.
If you tell her to push it again, you think she'll push it? She likes to twist.
Jasmine pushes the toy away and moves from sitting to lying. As she does so, her right leg touches the sippy cup her father has placed on the floor. She immediately moves back into sitting and reaches for the sippy cup. Then Jasmine lies down on her back as she clutches the sippy cup in her left hand. As her sister gently pats Jasmine on her stomach, Jasmine pulls the pacifier from her mouth and starts to drink from the sippy cup.
So she's been waiting, right?
Yeah, now she where are you gonna move? You gonna move back to your daddy? You gonna move? What you gonna do? Okay, I decided I think I'll have this drink instead of the pacifier.
Jasmine remains on the floor with her older sister. At first she is upset. The TVI touches the pacifier to the back of Jasmine's hand and drops it near her. Jasmine briefly explores a card, then drops it and reaches over and finds her pacifier and puts it in her mouth. Then she stops fussing. A purple box of Uno cards sits before her. She appears more interested in the box than the cards. After manipulating a card and dropping it near her sister, Jasmine carefully explores the edges of the box with the tips of her fingers.
What's wrong? Ooh. Sister, she says she doesn't know about that. She says she just doesn't know about that.
It might be too cold for her.
Oh, the milk. So she's picky about temperatures.
Yeah, she's.
Okay, so that's a question.
She kind of real. She's sensitive to things that are really hot and or really warm and really cold. Now I've given her cold milk on occasion. Sometimes she'll drink it, and then at other times she'll just spit it out immediately. Just throw the bottle down.
Okay, so she doesn't like the hot or cold. Okay. No. She also, tell me about the way she touches things.
Well, she tends to touch with her fingers, and then a lot of times it's a lot of jabbing at first.
Oh, with her hand, so I saw her manipulating the keys with her hands kind of out, fingers were kind of out straight.
The camera pans to the left to show the father in the office chair as he speaks.
Yeah.
So you noticed that, huh?
Yeah.
Cards?
And she'll touch, because she does my face a lot. Then I'll tell her that it's my nose. My lips. And I try to put her hand on my mouth sometimes, but she'll stick her hand in my mouth and I'll say certain words.
Jasmine hears her sister playing with plastic shapes and crawls quickly towards the sound with her head down. The TVI filming moves to get out of Jasmine's path. Jasmine's mother, Angela, joins the TVI on the floor.
I saw that she likes to pat. That's the way she explores a lot to begin with.
She hears that right there and she's going to it.
Jasmine is seated on the floor with her older sister on the right of the screen. She explores the contents of a yellow box filled with flat plastic shapes.
Boy, but she took off like a rocket for that.
Yeah.
So you think she's using sound more than she's using touch to explore?
Well, I don't know. She does use quite a bit, and she doesn't like. She knows the apartment now, so she doesn't track the walls or the couch. She'll just walk, and then if she bumps into the couch, she'll bounce off of it, change direction. And
I see.
Jasmine remains seated on the floor with her older sister on the right of the screen. She explores yellow circles quickly and searches until she finds a purple cylinder. She uses both hands to carefully explore the cylinder. Then she puts the cylinder back in the box. She finds another cylinder and discards it for a circle. The father and TVI are heard speaking but are not seen.
It's a circle. Yellow circle.
And like I said, Nia does a really good job, and her mother.
Yeah, I'm letting her explore a lot of different things. Okay, so she's using sound immediately, or sometimes does she have to hear it for a while before she'll move?
No.
Because she took
It
off.
it just depends on what it is. If she wants,
okay,
sometimes
so
she'll stop and she'll listen.
Okay.
Jasmine remains seated on the floor digging in the yellow box filled with flat plastic shapes. She mouths a yellow shape and then changes to an Uno card. The older sister sits to Jasmine's left but gets up several times. The mother, father, and TVI are heard speaking but are not seen.
Tolerate people touching her face too often.
But you know, when you were trying to comfort her to go get a bottle, then it calmed her when you were touching her on the back.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of her mood.
Oh yeah, I'm just talking about like her facial, as far
That's
as rubbing her back or like holding her hand, she's okay with that.
But she, it, you know, a lot of times when we do touch her face, we're going in to clean her nose. So she gets kind of...
It doesn't, I don't even think it matters. It just, but she doesn't, it's a defense thing. She blocks her face really good. Even when she's eating,
you know,
she doesn't want anybody touching her.
What about touching food? I was asking Adrian.
She has a lot of still adversities to different food textures. She's still not self-feeding, and
she's eating some things, right? She had a
not
cracker
really.
and
She ate one pretzel once.
So she won't finger feed herself anything?
No. No.
Not for any duration. Sometimes she'll sit there and chew on a piece of cantaloupe.
The older sister places a small book into the box of flat plastic shapes. Jasmine notices the new object and begins to feel it with her hands, mouth it, and chew on the cover corner. She systematically mouths 3 sides of the book and manipulates it with her hands. Then she puts the book into the box of shapes.
That was a long time ago. She hadn't done that recently. She don't eat food. I think like within the last month, she ate a pretzel once. She ate a handful of green beans that time. Maybe 3. She fed herself, and that's it. I can't think of anything else that she's like. You put it in her hand. You put it under, you know, they say underhand.
Yeah.
So put it underhand.
The older sister introduces another book into the box. Jasmine drops the first book in order to explore this new one by mouthing on the corner.
Put it underhand, but she has no desire to do that right now.
Well, now, it sounded like y'all had gone, when we talked to you in March, that she had gone from not eating anything to really eating pretty well. So now,
oh no, she eats everything. But like now, she's doing great as far as what you can feed her now.
She just won't feed herself.
As far as the self-help,
yeah.
She's not gonna. She still doesn't want to touch food and feed herself. So we figure it'll be a slow, gradual process like everything else. So hopefully she'll eventually get to a point where she's eating. But as far as feeding herself, but she eats anything you give her, pretty much.
Oh, well, that's good.
The older sister brings out 2 buckets of small play objects. While mouthing and holding the book in her right hand, Jasmine picks up a rattle with her left hand from one of the buckets.
Yeah, I mean, she's doing real good with everything.
But so she'll bring things to her mouth to mouth them. She does that.
Just not food.
Jasmine is seen touching her father's face with her face close to his. Her father then gently tackles her to the floor and roughhouses with his daughter on the floor. Jasmine appears to enjoy the roughhouse play with her father.
Stop it.
She walks.
Stop it.
And she actually goes to every room. She knows every room of the house now.
Yeah.
No.
And she just knows it just by walking. I don't know if she just counts her steps or what.
What she does.
Both Jasmine and the father laugh. The father lies on his back and lifts Jasmine up over him, facing the ceiling.
She just seems to be doing really well. Well, do you have any concerns about her, Angela, right now?
The father brings Jasmine back down and lays her on his chest as she continues to face towards the ceiling. Jasmine squirms, turns to her stomach, and lays on her father's left arm. The father hugs his daughter and kisses her.
Not really. I can't really say I do. I guess just trying to find the best school for her. And I'm still not sure. I'm putting her in special care for special kids that's here in Gastonia, which is supposed to be like an inclusive daycare, but it's only for like 2.5 hours. It's like from 9 to 11:45.
Oh, that'll be neat.
Yeah, so, and that's only like Monday through Thursday.
When are you going to do that? You already doing it?
June 16th she's supposed to start.
The father takes Jasmine's hand and puts it on top of his head. He turns on his left side as Jasmine continues to squirm, smile, and wave her arms in her father's arms as he tickles her.
Oh, because they you know how school let out for the kids. Yeah. They also let out, and then they start back up around that time.
Very neat.
Mama.
So then you think that'll be a good experience for her?
Well, I just think it'll teach her to be more dependent on somebody other than me.
The father raises Jasmine above his head once again, but this time she is facing him. He shakes Jasmine and the two laugh.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that'll be really neat to see how she does with that. That's probably a great idea.
Yeah, so we're just...
Because lots of children go to the Mother's Morning Out and things about that age.
So we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Jasmine falls limp in her father's hands and then squirms around until she is laying on her back across her father's stomach.
There's a lot of transitioning that goes on there, so I'm not sure. I don't know how well she's going to do with a lot of different people changing.
Uh-huh.